going, everybody? We're here with Michael Pea, senior writer for Friends of Comic Cons. How's it going, Michael?
Yang saying Baratna.
What's that mean?
It kind of means it's kind of like a greeting. It's like have a good time or whatever, brother. It's belter talk. I misused it a little bit, but I'm gonna stick with it.
Nice. All right, Michael. Well, nice to meet you, sir. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate this.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
Hey, let's start with the obvious question. How did you two meet? How did this come about?
Jason, we were just talking about it. Jason, you tell the story. It's a good story. It's an excellent story, actually.
Yeah. I was on the Friends of Comic Con's message board, actually, looking around at stuff to do at Comic Con. I saw there was going to be this big Star Trek movie premiere, Star Trek Beyond. You had to win a lottery to attend it. And so I saw, I think Michael posted. I think he posted, and I messaged you, said, "Hey, let's meet up at Comic Con. Double our chances to get in this premiere." And I met him there with all my luggage, all my suitcases rolling around.
He's not going to tell you this, but you know what happened? He went up there, picked the thing out of the box or whatever, right? And he's about ready to walk away. And I said, Jason, you won. And he looked at me and he's like, whoa. You did. He was like, oh. I said, Jason, you won. And he was like, what? And then he was so tired and so hot, right? Because he walked all the way. I mean, geez, where did you walked all the way from the hotel or from the bus stop or something?
From the train stop, yeah.
From the train stop?
That's
like you walked like a mile in that heat, right?
Yeah.
So he was out of it, and so so I've been standing in line. So he found me in line, and he had won, and he was just walking away. I said, Jason, no, stop, you won. And oh my God, he won't tell you this. I have to tell you guys this. There was one other person that was at the premiere that no one recognized. I think I was the only person that recognized this. Literally, Jeff Bezos, the richest person in the world, was sitting in front of Jason and was sitting behind me. And he was just sitting there with his family. Yeah. And nobody recognized the richest person in the world is just sitting there with the rest of us common folk, right? Seeing that. It was a lot of fun. I think we had a great time. Don't you think so?
Oh, it was amazing. They had fireworks. They had a full orchestra. They had the whole cast there. And they gave us this amazing gift bag with Blu-rays of Star Trek movies. They gave us food. It was
a T-shirt. Remember, a T-shirt, a hat. The gift bag had a T-shirt, a hat, DVDs, and Blu-ray. Then they gave us a box lunch with you could either get a water or soda with it. Then they gave us popcorn to eat, at the film too. They treated us like royalty. I thought, it's like it was great.
It was, and it was outdoors. They had a big giant screen outdoors. Just amazing. Yeah.
And this was Comic-Con, right?
Comic-Con, yeah.
Okay, yeah, and you had to walk all the way up there, and yeah, it's hot. It gets hot during that time.
Yeah.
That's a long walk, buddy.
Yeah. I was just amazed we won too, because the people in front of us didn't look like many people were winning, and it was very cool.
You were feeling defeated.
We had baby luck. A friend of mine's wife had just had a baby daughter, and so I touched the baby and I said, "Baby luck." And then I touched, literally, this is true. This is not a lie. I touched Jason. I said, "You got baby luck. Go."
It worked. Hey, it worked.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
And that kicked off my whole kind of writing with Friends of Comic Cons, because you were already a writer there, and then it just got into my head like, hey, this is something I'm interested in doing, and here we are now, both writers for Friends of Comic Con. So thank you for that, Michael.
Well, you're talented, but you write you write for someone else too. So because you do movie reviews, for friends and then for another outlet too, right?
Yeah, Film Threat. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's yeah. I love your comments. Remember that one comment you made about Madam Web, kung,
What?
kung,
What?
kung fu. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that was hilarious. Oh my, it was so perfect. It was absolute the kung fu. What did you say? Kung fu dialogue or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just almost spit out my water. I was sitting there and I'm reading this thing and I go, what? And I start laughing. Oh, that is so perfect because the 60s. All right, I'm old enough to remember this, but the 60s, we had all these kung fu films with these god awful dubbing. I mean, it was horrible dubbing.
Sure.
And even as kids, we would laugh at them and make fun of them, right? Because you could just see this. It was just nonsense. They're so much better now. Everything is so much better now, with the exception of a certain movie. So,
Yeah.
Too funny. And so, how long you been writing there now, Jason?
Well, on the 15th on your birthday, Jose, it'll be 5 years. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Michael, how long have you been there for?
oh God, I think what is it? 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 or 7 years. Because the first assignment I had, I wasn't supposed to have it because I didn't have press that year. But the Expanse people were at Comic-Con. That was the second year that they were there, and so they knew I loved the Expanse. And I've been talking to Alyssa about it, and I gave her some pointers for when she did the interview the first year. And so then she got a hold of me and she said, "Hey, do you want to do that?" I said, "Sure." They were. I was allowed to go in and do the interview without having press that year because Kevin knew the PR person for the Expanse, and so he just talked to her, and she said fine. She didn't care, So because I knew the show, so I could ask the good questions.
Yeah, and so Alyssa is the website owner of Friends of Comic Cons, and Kevin is our editor in chief at the website. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you guys, either of you, have like a moment that just sticks out in your mind since you started working there?
I think the San Diego Comic Cons, like meeting up with Michael, and I love that. What was that Netflix movie where we were running on the train and we had to solve those puzzles?
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
you were good at that. No, he solved the puzzles. I was just a hanger on that one. That was what was it, Man or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah,
That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. My stuff is always favorite stuff is always gonna be Expanse. The Expanse activation was one of them. And because on the Expanse, we had an escape room, and someone might have known, I don't know, someone I know, not me, obviously. They may have done it twice, and so they were able to win the second time that they did it. I don't know who this person is, right? But and I got to meet the producers afterwards. But most of my time has been meeting with the Expanse cast. Oh, I visited the set of the Expanse because of writing for Friends of Comic Con.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Yeah.
And that was in Toronto.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
I got an invite. This is a true story. And see, what's supposed to happen is I'd been in contact with the writers, and one of the writers had said, at some point in time, she would invite me up to the set. So I was on the train, literally on the train, coming from the airport to my hotel in Toronto, and I get a message, and the message was from Bob Monroe. And Bob Monroe was the visual effects supervisor for the first 3 seasons of The Expanse, and he was the producer on the show too for the first 4 seasons. So he messaged me. He said, "Hey, do you want to come on the set?" And of course, the people around me, they thought I was dying because I just fell over backwards, right? But so he invited me, and then so I got the hotel room. So the next day, I went to the set, and that was amazing. I got to meet everyone. I met the people behind the scenes. I met the stars. I saw something. I actually saw one thing I wasn't allowed to take a picture of. And they told me very specifically, you can't take this picture. And because Shorey was wearing the outfit that she wore in, when they were on the Razorback, that kind of, that sleek racing suit. She was wearing that, so I wasn't allowed to mention that or talk about it.
Wow,
Okay.
that's very cool, man. So
Yeah.
what is it about the Expanse that made you become the super fan that you are?
Well, it's perfect. I mean, what more can I say? It is the greatest science fiction series of the 21st century, and I've done panels to that effect. What's interesting about it is the fandom is so widespread around the world, and they're very, very passionate. And so remember, the fans saved the Expanse after Sci-Fi Channel canceled them. They got together and they pushed it and they pushed it and they pushed it. They sent a model of the Expanse ship up the Rocinante into space. They hired a plane to fly a banner around Amazon Studios in LA. There were so many talented people that worked so hard on it. And so it's just the fandom is really good. Plus the quality of the show and the quality of the science is just amazing. I had a friend of mine who at the time was head of the math department at Colorado College, and we're watching it, and she starts yelling, goes like, "Yeah, that's it! Conservation of it's just, she was telling us what the scientific principle was, and she just started yelling like, yes!" And so what you see are the scientists love the show too, because they try for the accuracy. Yeah, they get some stuff wrong, but they know when they've done something wrong and they own it. Like there's no sound in space, okay? But the showrunner, Narain Shirkar, what he basically said at one point is, he says, we know this, but we filmed it without and we filmed it with. And dramatically, it just works better. And so we'll own it and we'll live with it, Yeah. So it's just, the fandom is great. And the people working on the show are just wonderful. I mean, they were so nice to me when I came up on the set. It was just, I went to all the different places. I was where the director was. I was where they do the editing.
Nice.
I sat with the stars for a while. And one thing I noticed is this. It's hard and boring work. It's hard and boring work because half the damn time you're sitting around doing nothing, and then the other time you're sitting there and you're doing your lines 6, 7 different times, as they take the different shots and stuff like that. And you have all these different people working behind the scenes in front of the camera. It's just, it takes a village. No, it takes a city. It's just, but it's amazing. It's great. You guys, if you ever get a chance, you've got to do it. You absolutely got to do it.
I actually got to go on some film sets when I was a kid. I had 2 uncles who were puppeteers for the Jim Henson company, and they worked on some different shows and movies. The Dinosaur Show, the Garbage Pail Kids movie, which was a flop, but I got to go on the set. I think I was on the set of the Iron Giant too. But very slow, tedious work. But it's exciting to see it all though, as a fan.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree with.
I'm sure for everyone that works on it also, once it's all finalized, you go, okay, it was long and but we got it done, and here's what we get.
Yeah.
It's got to be a good feeling for them also.
But what's interesting? They don't always see it until like the end. I went to the wrap party at the end of season 3, and they were all watching this, and this is the first time they've seen the completed product, with all the visual effects and everything else. And so remember, they're doing the green screen, they're doing all this other stuff, and they, it's like when they all complain about the harness. When they're doing the weightless stuff, they all complain about the harness because it chaffed in all the private parts, right? But they were all loved it when it was up there on the screen, and so that was the amazing part about it. So.
Yeah, what a cool experience. And I know Jason and both of you were just at WonderCon. How was that, guys? I know Jason, you spoke a little bit about it. Michael, how did it go for you?
Well, the weather there was really bad on Saturday and Sunday. So, it kind of tamped down a little bit. But having said that, it was nice. Um, just have you ever been to Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con?
Yes.
How many times?
I'm sorry. So I actually been to San Diego Comic Con. I don't know, 3-4 times only, and same with WonderCon.
Okay, the energy is different on them, right? I mean, you notice this right away. At San Diego, you're running constantly, and then you can't keep up. You're still running constantly, but you're not keeping up. WonderCon was nice because it was nice. It felt slower. It didn't feel like you were, just that you had to run constantly. You could actually relax. You could actually go someplace to have a nice dinner and not, run around. Oh my God, I got to be here. I got to be there. Am I doing this interview? Am I not doing this interview? Type of crazy stuff. At the same time, you're able to do, because I know Jason did some great interviews while he was there, but it wasn't crazy. It was not crazy. Even with the weather being as bad as it was, it still wasn't insane, And the thing was, I wandered into a panel that I hadn't planned to go to, and this guy was the most incredible person I'd ever. I mean, how his name is, I can't remember his first name. His last name is Matt, but he does all these comic books. He worked with I think Joe Quesada on Echo. I mean, the guy's amazing. All the stuff he's done. He's taught English for the State Department overseas. Okay, he's directed music videos. He's done comic books. He's done enough work for 4 people, and he just does this stuff, and it's just amazing. And he's an incredible person to talk to. Okay, and I just happened to wander in. Now, at Comic-Con, you don't wander any place because you're already 5 minutes behind where you should be to get someplace else, right? Yeah. But here, just wandered in there, and he was amazing. And so we still chat. We still talk a little bit. He's really incredible, just incredible. But
very cool, very cool. Yeah, Jason and I you're saying that it's a little more calm. Jason and I actually were letting people know that if you want to go to Comic-Con, but want to try it out on a smaller level, go to WonderCon, check it out, see if it's for you, and then maybe do the jump. Yeah, Comic-Con is huge, man. San Diego.
Yeah. Well, it's Mecca. It's nerd. I call it Nerdvana. Okay, it is. It's the Mecca of nerddom. It is, and consequently, and you have to remember, San Diego Comic-Con. You literally have some of the most talented people on the face of the planet there. Think about that energy level that encompasses. All that creative energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then you have the passionate fans. So you bring that all together, and it's crazy.
The crazy costumes.
Yeah.
It's just a good time.
Passionate. I think in some cases, I think we can use the word crazy. I'm one of them. Okay, crazy. So I'm not talking bad about our folk. Okay, but I mean, we are. There's a certain manic energy there, but that's wonderful because it's for 4 days you don't stop.
Yeah, and I felt that in the Funko panel at WonderCon. That panel we were both at. People dancing and getting excited just to get the opportunity to get a free Funko. There's people passing them out, and everyone else in the audience in this big room is going crazy, and they're playing music. And
did you get one? I can't remember if you got one or not. Did you get one?
I didn't get one. You got one. You got one. Yeah.
Oh, how did you not get one?
I was in the back. I was in a bad spot. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because you were way back in the back there. Yeah. I told you to come up. Remember, I told you to come. I said, no, you'd wait. If you could have sat right beside me, you would have got one because they came right by us like twice. You would. I know.
I thought I was gonna have to like crawl in between people, and I was like, I don't want to do that.
You got to do what you got to do, Jason.
Yeah. You can't. If you snooze, you lose. That's what we were always told. You snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've never actually gotten one, but I wish I had. I know, Jay, you've gotten some in the past.
Yeah. Those the Conan O'Brien tapings they used to do at Comic-Con. They'd pass out a free different Funko of Conan every time, and I loved collecting those. A big Conan fan, so that was fun. Yeah.
I still have I have one from that they have TBS on it, right? I don't know
Yeah.
where that was, but I can't remember if they weren't at Comic-Con that year, but they still did something. They still those, and I think I put my name down, and so I got lucky on that one too. So that was nice. That was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I like your background there, guys, because that's season 4. Okay, that's from Illis or New Terror or Illis. Illis is what the Belters call it. New Terror is what the Earthers call it. So it's Illis. Okay, it's always Illis, never New Terror. Just remember that.
So are you applying for a Expanse panel at San Diego Comic-Con, or?
Yeah, I've already sent them in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm already sent them in. We've done panels. I've done panels at Denver Comic-Con, Fan Expo Denver, SillyCon with Adam Savage in LA Comic-Con, and DragonCon.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be on the panel this year. We'll see.
Oh,
we'll see.
Good. Well, make sure you let us know.
Yeah, I'll definitely let everybody know. But yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So. Me
too. Michael, you mentioned just it being this manic energy. The question is really for both of you, because you guys have been at these cons a lot more times than I have. Have you, now the times that I've gone, and it's always felt, even though there's this manic energy, it's always felt safe for me. I've never felt like I was in some sort of danger. But have you guys been aware or been in a situation where you thought, this could possibly get ugly, or is there maybe something that people should be aware of that comes to this?
Jason, let me take this one.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys remember this. There was an incident in Hall H years back.
I was there.
You were there too?
I was there.
Remember how crazy that was?
Yeah.
All right. So we need to tell. We need to tell.
What happened? What happened?
Somebody got stabbed with a pen, and it was apparently his buddy, and they were arguing over a seat or something. And the rumor was he was stabbed in the eye. So we're all going, "Oh my God! Somebody got stabbed in the eye!" Oh, the room was going like crazy. And then the cops came in, and then that was either they introduced the Avengers, right? And so Robert Downey Jr. came out and he made a joke about it, and the audience goes like, "What?" And he looks at us, he goes like, "What? Too soon?" And the audience went crazy. You remember that?
I remember.
It was amazing. But that was the only time, and that was absolutely unusual. You see people. I've had friends, female friends walk around at night and felt safe and stuff like that by themselves, downtown. So I would say that was an absolute anomaly.
I did have one incident at nighttime.
Ooh, what happened?
Yeah, I was walking around.
Oh wait, this is away though from Comic-Con a little bit, right?
Yeah, this was by Petco Park.
Okay.
This was by Petco Park. 2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah. It was after a party. I'd done some drinking. Just walking by myself, trying to get an Uber, and this guy comes up to me, a little kind of scary looking guy, and he goes, "Hey, white guys like you, sometimes they get kidnapped and their organs get harvested." I was like, yeah, my last name's Delgado. I'm not white. White guy. Yeah, I'm not a white guy.
God. Number one. All right. Let me tell you a little secret. Let me tell you a little secret about parties at Comic-Con. I would suggest you leave no later than 12. You should do the Cinderella story. Leave at 12 o'clock. Yeah. Because, especially when they're making, because now the Expanse party, back in 2019, they made what I call adult beverages. Because a lot of times you go to these parties, they make, I call them children's drinks, right? it's like, if they've got a shot in there, you have to go searching for it. The Expanse party, on the other hand, those people were pouring adult beverages, and my friends commented to me, it's like, oh my God, these are adult beverages, aren't they? I said, yeah, they really are. And so you really have to be careful with some of these places. If they pour in weak drinks, you can stay there, for a little bit longer. But I try to leave at 12 because it's just, I'm not young like Jason. I'm not going to be staying at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. No, nope. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. People walking around out there.
Yeah,
they'll
that
take
area,
your organs, man.
Mm-hmm. Now, which party was it that you'd gone to? That was it one at Petco that night, or was it someplace else?
No, it was someplace else, but I had gone to that area to try to get a Hall H wristband for the next day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was one of those I don't know, those dance those 80s club,
Oh,
parties.
okay.
Yeah.
But you know what we should do is make sure we get a group together for those Hall H band things and stuff like that. Because I've got a group now, so we should all be a part of that group.
I have a group too. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we got to start planning for that. Because like Hall H, but I don't know about that. Hall H. Sometimes you want to be there, but sometimes it's just too much work.
It is.
Yeah, and there's so much else going on too, especially if you're going to wind up doing interviews over at the Hilton or something. So
yeah. Jose knows about sleeping on the sidewalk with me, for Hall H. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, getting there super early. Oh yeah, just to get in line.
Oh, you mean? But you already had your wristband, so why would you get there early? I don't understand. I just because you're in different zones, right? If you're in they have different color zones.
Yeah, it was years ago when they were first starting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, when I first started going back in the day, you could go get in line at 5 o'clock in the morning and get in.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, you weren't up front, obviously, but you didn't have to sleep out there overnight. And then it got to the point where people were sleeping out overnight, and then we got to the point where people were out there 2 days early. Which is
that's
insane.
A bit much.
Well, Comic-Con needs to stop that. They did try to stop it. To their credit, they tried, but then somebody would always start an impromptu line and tell everybody this is the line for it, which is not right. But again, whatever, right?
Yeah. And just to be clear, we didn't stay. We definitely never stayed overnight, but we would get there early, and then I was just sleepy, so I'd grab the bag or whatever I had, a sweater, use it as a pillow, and take a quick 15. Just a quick nap,
Yeah. But yeah, we were there at 5 o'clock, and then so what would happen is we would get in line, and then I would go get us coffee or something, and then I would come back with the treats, and then so like my friend Tina was in line, or else I would stay in line. Then she'd go pick up something for us to eat or whatever. But I'd rather Thursday morning we have a ritual. Okay. Thursday morning, we always try to make it to Richard Walker Pancake House. Yeah. Jason, you've been there. You went there one time, right? That's our ritual. We go there, and that's our good luck ritual. Is going there for breakfast because the food is so good. It is relatively, it's reasonably priced, and they give you enough so that you feel good for the entire day. I mean, you can just go. You can have one snack or something and go the whole day, and then have dinner. So, and they have really nice people there. So I'm putting a plug in for them right now. My place. So
awesome.
Good.
You been there, huh, Jason?
Yeah. Great breakfast, man.
Yeah.
Eat it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Jose, are you going this year? Are you going this year?
I am not, and I actually haven't been in a couple years. So then, obviously, the pandemic hit, and we were supposed to go then. And then you were able to renew or whatever it is for the badge. And then when the time came to go, I didn't go. So now I'm on a little bit of a slump, if you will. And I got to get back into it here soon. But I'm not going this this year, no.
Well, you should have let me know, because what happened is I was able to get in. Don't ask me how. I was able to get in for some friends of mine at regular reg. I got in there, and I was able to get him 4-day badges. Don't ask me
Oh
how.
wow, okay.
Okay. So it's like, so Jason can actually buy for you. So like next year,
Yeah.
we can have a buying group and stuff like that, because
Yes.
we may not be eligible for a pre-reg, but we can try for regular reg too, for that matter. So
Yeah, that'd be great. Awesome.
and you can always pop down for the out, come down for a day and hit all the outside stuff, because there's just so much to do outside too.
Oh, Michael, trust me, we did our second episode that we did here on the pod was all about Comic-Con and the things you can do and what to look for. And if just like you said, if you don't want to go inside, there's so much to do outside. And we try to give as many tips as we could.
And it's just, oh my God, the escape rooms, the special things. I remember Paramount had a special lodge. Remember that, Jason? We did the Paramount Lodge. That was great and stuff. And then they actually had artists there who did caricatures of you,
Yeah, different. We got to be different Star Trek characters.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Those are always great. Those are funny.
Yeah.
Oh man! So what are you guys looking forward to this year? Anything specific, or just the whole experience?
Just the whole experience. I mean, it's hard to say so far out, because a lot of things aren't really announced until you get close.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. It'll be a good time nonetheless.
Well, hopefully we'll all get our panels. I mean, that's one. Now, did you get a panel last year too, Jason, or not? Were you on a panel last year too?
No, never been on a panel at San Diego Comic-Con. No.
Me either. So I'm just trying again. And I don't know. Were you at Talkback at Talkback WonderCon? Were you?
No.
Okay. You should go to there one time, the Talkback, because I told Ed, I wore this hat, and I said, Eddie, it would be great having this as a panel there, And I pointed at my hat like this, and I did this, and so he just looked at me. It's like, oh, okay. But I don't know if I told you this, but David Glanzer is an Expanse fan.
No.
Yeah. Jose, I don't know if you know who David Glanzer is. He's in charge of the media.
I don't.
Yeah. No, he's in charge of the media relations for Comic-Con.
Oh, okay.
And so he's an Expanse fan too. He came to it a little bit late, but then we anointed him at the church, and we baptized him properly at the Church of the Expanse, right? So yeah. I don't know. Have you seen that meme going around where people are carrying around one of the Expanse books, and they're dressed like the Mormons, with the short sleeve T-shirts and the ties, and and the meme says, have you heard about our Lord and Savior, the Expanse? And so I mean, it's funny.
That's you.
But it's a little
that's
too
you.
close to reality. Yeah. But oh my God, we were all laughing about it. We thought it was hilarious though too. So it's fun,
So just for those that don't know, when you guys say, "Are you on a panel?" What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, at a true convention, okay, because there are places that call themselves a convention and they're not. They're really just autograph signing things and a business opportunity. At a true convention, you have panels of the stars themselves and panels of fans and media and industry people who do panels as well, so that you can actually learn things. So so for instance, there could be a panel of experts talking about costuming, okay, and they talk about how it is making the costumes behind the scenes at professionally, for the movies and for TV and stuff. And so it's wonderful going to those. They have panels by the writers, which I love. I love going to the ones about the writers. Okay, that's my other thing, is I love hearing about the writers, and they talk about their craft and what it means and the work they've done, and the people who created the comics, the people who do the colorings. And in fact, one of the people I just happened to run into is someone who worked with Neil Gaiman on the Sandman, comic series, right? We just start chatting. We're sitting over there, but we might have been getting adult beverages, and we might have had one or two adult beverages, so we were just chatting away, right? But it was just wonderful. And this guy was like one of the original people from back in the day. And one of my other friends, Julius, knew him. I introduced him to Julius, and Julius about fell over backwards because he knew this guy's work and how really famous he was. And so but that just happens. And so, he was doing a panel, by the way, of his work. And unfortunately, I had another panel to go to, so I couldn't go. But I got to talk to him by myself, so that was even better. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you remember that great directors panel at WonderCon?
Collider.
Yeah.
That was so good, wasn't it?
That was. They it was a lot of inside stuff. Directors that they were talking about sound, and Michael, you made a comment to me. You leaned over and said, "Hey, they're kind of off on their own right now because they were just like nerding out on sound." And it's like nobody.
They were such top notch that they were talking their talk.
Yeah,
and they weren't talking down to us; they were talking to each other. And so we were there to witness. I mean, that's a level of conversations you get at these a master class. Seriously, a master class that you pay, as they say, buku bucks for, right? But these guys were just talking, and if for the people who knew the lingo, they were like, taking notes. It was that was an excellent panel, wasn't it? It really was good.
It was, and they showed footage of the new Planet of the Apes, of the new movie The Fall Guy, Abigail, some really good movies that are coming out soon that look amazing. Yeah. So.
Yeah, Abigail. I kind of want to see Abigail now, don't you?
Yeah.
It looks like a good horror film. It looks really good.
It does. Those guys are great. They're known as Radio Silence. They did the last 2 Scream movies. They did Ready or Not. That was a really fun horror movie. So yeah.
Well, before we get out of here, just a couple of things. The first one, obviously, you're a big fan of Expanse. Tell those of us that haven't seen it why we should check it out, man. Come on, Michael.
Other than the fact that it's the greatest science fiction series of the
other than the fact of that, yeah.
Okay. Other than the fact of the scientific accuracy, what's wonderful about it is it has an incredibly diverse cast. You have people just, but it's not diverse to be diverse. It's just diverse because in the future, it's like they have built-in language. Okay. One thing that Star Trek took a while for people to get into was the Klingon language. And so now we actually have weddings in Klingon. Expanse started out with, they got together with a linguist, and they built the Belter language. And what he did is he combined elements of a whole bunch of different languages to make it, because what's going to happen is in the Belt, these people are all coming from different places. And so for instance, in the Expanse, you have a Martian with a Texas accent, a Texas drawl. It's because they were settled by the people from Texas and from India, and so they intermingled. But they kept that kind of distinctive feel of where they came from, and so that's with the Expanse. And so the other thing too is you have very powerful figures, but they're organically powerful. So, for instance, one of the smartest people there is Naomi Nagata. I mean, everybody just, when Naomi says something scientific, it's just that goes. If it's something engineering, it goes, because everybody knows she knows the answer. Nobody argues with her, and it's just natural. Amos, some people say he's a sociopath. He's not a sociopath. This kid is a survivor of the worst sort of life. And you see him trying to understand and grow as a person. You see all these other people, and you see people doing things that you don't like, but unfortunately, they're very human. It's very believable. And the acting, of course, is top notch. The actors would get together on the weekend before filming of that episode and get together and go over their lines together. They work that hard among themselves to make it better for to make a better show, so that when they came in, they're all prepped and ready to go. Okay. So, wonderful cast, wonderful crew behind the scenes. Those people were so friendly to me, so nice to me. great direction, great writing. The writers of the novels are in the writers' room. Okay, the showrunner. The showrunner. All right, get this. The showrunner has 2 PhDs, 2 from Cornell, not from Phoenix University, right? But from Cornell too. He went to university at 16. Okay, applied physics and electrical engineering. Those are his 2 PhDs. This guy is wickedly smart, absolutely brilliant. And so when he talks, everybody listens because they know he knows more than they do. Now they want to argue with them sometimes, but they know he's going to be right because he's just that brilliant, that smart, and he's done so much work. So you put all this together and you literally have, the greatest science fiction series of the 21st century. It's just that simple.
And where can we watch?
Well, on all 6 seasons, all 6 seasons are on Amazon Prime right now. Even the first 3 from Sci-Fi Channel, they brought them all over, so they're all 6 seasons. Plus, there are a couple of little extras that you can only find online. Unfortunately, for some odd reason, they don't have them on Prime Video, so you have to look online for some of these extras. And let me tell you this though too. I've met some of the staff writers. I've met, well, of course, I met Narain. I've met the 2 authors. Okay, and they actually know me. They try to run the other way when they see me coming, but I won't let them get away. I will not let those boys get away from me, right? But and then Bob Monroe, Bob and one of the staff writers, Glinton Richards, they've done panels with me. Okay, that's how good these people are to the fans. And also too, at the start of when they started out, they would have fan of the week. They sent us hats. I think we got t-shirts, and then for the Expanse panels that we did, Glinton went back to Alcon and got us some swag to hand out at our panels. Now, how's that? I mean,
cool.
These people take care of the fans. They just took care of us. I mean, they brought us in. The people who saved the Expanse, they brought them up to Toronto to visit the set. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
When have you heard of this? Seriously. So, I mean, do you see why I'm excited about it? Because they treat us like they treat us because they act like they actually like us, and they actually do. They really do. So, just saying, that's why it's the greatest science fiction series of the 21st century.
Yeah, man. Do you have any collectibles you can show us, or any souvenirs?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
All right. Let me see. I've got it. Sorry. Give me a second here. Right. I keep touching this thing, and I gotta stop touching. Okay. I gotta see what it's seeing. All right. Let's see if it's seen. All right. So we've got all these pictures up here. Like I said, some of these pictures I'm not supposed to have. Right here, can you see this with the 2 figures? Yeah. What happened is there's a person who actually does it's a Forlift, and he was known for making web comics about the Expanse. So I had him draw Ty and Daniel, the 2 guys who were known as James S.A. Corey, right? So he drew those, and I had those guys sign it. So this artwork right here, I'm the only one that has that.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, of course, we've got this, oh, sorry about that light. Okay, sorry about that. So over here, you should see Jacob Mundell. He played Eric, I think. Yeah. So you can see him. So he gave special. And then over here, I have this. And, of course, I have the signed posters too.
Nice.
Okay. So over here, and that's signed by the cast and crew. So all the actors signed it and stuff like that. And of course, now this is important. This is what we call ourselves, the Screaming Firehawks. Okay.
Wow.
We have a name for ourselves. And so now this again, I'm not supposed to have that. So I'm showing you guys, but I'm not supposed to have that. So
and I thought you were kidding about being a true fan.
I'm not showing you everything. Oh, not even close. This is in my office. Okay. So I have you guys give me 1 second. Do we have a minute?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, hold on a
Yeah,
second.
go for
Let me
it.
just
Go for
get something.
I'll play the Jeopardy song.
it.
Man, he's got everything. That's a real fan right there.
Yeah. He's the number one fan, man. Number one fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really, it's all he wants to talk about. Anywhere he goes, like he's always like so happy when he finds another Expanse fan.
Are you kidding? Please. It's like,
There we go.
we're crazy. All right. Now, the first year they had the Expanse panel at San Diego Comic-Con 2015, they took over the Hard Rock restaurant.
Yeah.
This is the menu.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's special. Okay. This, guys, is the detonator from I can't remember which season it was. Miller's detonator for when he met it with Julie on Arrows. This is the detonator from it.
Wow.
Yeah, Bob gave it to me. Oh, I was so stupid. I tried to take this on the plane with me. They freaked out. They called in literally, they called in a bomb expert. I said, no, it's a prop. No, why'd you tell us that? So then they called them in, and then they made me put in my luggage. So, but anyway, so you can tell this is just some of the stuff that plus the T-shirts and everything else, blah 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 blah. But yeah.
Hey, I love the passion, man. I love it.
Yeah,
That's awesome, man. Well, listen, last thing for me, besides that show, we like to do this with Jason at the end. Is there a show out there that you think people should be watching? Maybe not necessarily should be watching, but something you recommend.
Well, I just did an article, and Jason knows this, about three body problem. People need to check that one out. It was much better than I thought it was going to be. I brought up some of the issues about some of the things. Now there are problems with it. There are problems with every show, but and I'm watching that in Halo too. I know that you game, Jose. I know you game, so you've probably played the game. So you just like, they're not the. But my whole thing is I don't game, so I come into it fresh, and
Sure.
I'm loving it. Okay, so and then Foundation too, and I've read the books, and as I keep reminding people, the books were written in the late 40s and 50s, and then they went into the 60s. I think the last books he wrote, I think 60s or 70s. I think 70s, and he's old school. People sit around him. That's all they do. And that doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't, that doesn't translate well. So, I like what they did with Foundation. I hope they can keep it up. But Three Body Problem, you got to check that out. The visuals on that are stunning. They're absolutely stunning.
Yeah, and check out Michael's article on Friends of Comic-Con.
Yes.
Great article there about it. Yeah.
Jason, is there a way to put that in the comments or in the description, possibly?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll do that.
Yeah.
What are you guys watching? Because I want to ask you guys, what are you guys watching?
I just finished the Curb Your Enthusiasm finale. I loved it. Just one of the great comedy series. One of the greatest I've ever seen. I feel like
I gotta get to it, man.
Yeah, and it ends on a high note, and it relates to Seinfeld and Seinfeld's finale, and just very funny.
With that courtroom,
yeah, with the courtroom, yeah.
I gotta watch it because I want to see it because he's just, Larry David is just, he's off the hook.
He is.
Same. I gotta get to that. I started the first episode and then something came up and I left it, and I gotta get back. I gotta get back for sure because I love that show.
Yeah. So what are you watching, Jose?
What am I watching? I'm not watching anything really. I just kind of bouncing around right now. I don't have a show. That's why I gotta get to Curb. But it's random stuff. It could be something on I went through a couple episodes of the Hot Ones. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but
the hot sauce.
Yeah, the hot sauce
Yeah,
one
yeah.
where he interviews, it could be all kinds of people go on there, Timberlake and just all kinds of different people. And they eat hot wings, and he and they progressively get hotter and hotter, and he will ask them, questions, and it's just an interview with a little bit of a twist, I guess. Um, I'm always curious of just how hot that last hot wing must be, because these people are dying on that show, dying. So
Haven't you
uh,
found that hot sauce? Have you found it in the real life?
I don't want to. I'm not looking for it.
Oh my God, you got to try it. I mean, if you're liking the show, you got to try that stuff and see if you can handle it.
I don't think I can. I know I can't.
I will come back on, you guys, if you guys want to do a hot sauce episode, because
That would be
Jason,
fun.
you judge your movies by hot sauce. So if you
do.
guys want to do a hot sauce episode, I'm game. But
That would be
I'm
fun.
game. Yeah, for sure.
You know what we got to do is a hot chip challenge.
Yeah.
It's the hottest chip in the world. One chip.
Really?
Yeah, the hot chip challenge. It's called. Check that out. Look it up.
Cool.
They say it's the hottest chip. So
I think I'd rather do
I
wings, though. I think I'd rather.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I could do it.
Yeah,
I'd rather do
is
wings.
Really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, me and Jose are in this fantasy football league where the person who had the worst pick during a round had to eat a wing with a really hot sauce on it.
Well, I'm so glad I didn't lose.
I never, I didn't lose either, so I didn't try it. But
No.
we saw guys running out of the room, and it was pretty funny.
The one guy was trembling while he was eating.
Yeah,
it.
he was trembling. Yeah.
What are you supposed to have with that to take the heat away? Is there something you don't drink water? You're supposed to have something else. Is it milk or
No.
So
what is it?
on the show, that's what they have. They have a glass of milk and a glass of water. I think it was what's her name? Johansson. She wanted a beer. Somebody went and got her a beer. Because that's what she asked for. That's the first time I've ever seen somebody ask for something other than water or milk. And then God, I'm blanking on names, but Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Ortega.
Ortega.
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, yeah. She had I think she had like a milkshake next to her. So, but most people have. I don't know. I don't even know if that helps. I don't think I've ever. In fact, I know I've never eaten something that spicy where I'm just ready to pass out. I don't want to. I don't think.
Yeah, I usually get something like a popsicle or something like that.
I'm up for it, guys. If you guys want to do it, let me know.
That sounds
All right,
fun.
all right.
Sounds
No
good, man.
cheating. No cheating.
No,
either.
no cheating. No. Hey, well, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you soon. Man.
Adios.
See you soon.
Bye.
I know.
All right.
Cool, man. Seems like a really really nice guy.
Yeah. Great guy.
Very very passionate.
Yeah. Definitely.
Definitely passionate.
Super passionate. Yeah.
I think I was like that maybe a little bit with Game of Thrones, but like not to that extent. I mean, well, obviously he's got a little pool where he can get a poster and have it signed, or get some stuff from the actual set and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's cool, man. Good for him. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, man. Should we just get out of here or what?
Yeah. Let's get out of here. Just remember to subscribe and smash that like button. Yeah.
Sir. All right, man. Peace.
All right. Later.
Night.